Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. Overruled, Sam! Samurai Sam was here first. Let's go to Beijing for today's daily challenge. We'll get double traffic lights and start with 4 bridges. That's a good thing. Those are both good, solid situations in which to find ourselves. Water's not going to be a huge factor here. And what are you doing? Get out of there. Water's not going to be a huge factor here in Beijing, but we do have, a little lake here, little curvy boomerang-shaped lake over here. There's water. We're going to need to cross the water at some point, so it's good that we have those 4 bridges. As I said, Samurai Sam was here first. Good morning, Sam. Sunflare Space is here as well. Good afternoon, Sunny. Got another red house over here. This is all going to be red houses. It's going to make for a very boring color palette, but it's going to make the road situation pretty easy to navigate. So, they might introduce some variety at some point. I've heard rumors that there's going to be a second color with a patch. Hey, look, they patched it. This is a second color. We've got yellows now. Wonderful. All right, so you two go up there, you go there, you go there. We'll do ketchup and mustard the whole day long. Give me 4 traffic lights. That will probably see me through on traffic lights, honestly. I can't remember the last time I used more than 4 traffic lights in a run. But hey. Oh, big stretch. Oh. Goodness gracious. It is Tuesday. I mentioned yesterday that I had a big, long 2-day deposition that was supposed to take all day yesterday and a good hunk of today. Well, it took a good hunk of yesterday, and I've been told that it's going to take a small fraction of today. So, Baldur's Gate 3 tonight should not be a problem. We're going to restructure this yellow road like so. Hopefully I can force that second blue house that's coming to spawn down. No, I can't. I was hoping I could get it to spawn right here, and we would just staple it to that road like so. But that was not the case. So instead it spawns over here. We do this. We still maintain 1B1R. So it's not the absolute end of the world. It's just, mildly annoyating. It's fine. This is all fine. We're going to get along fine. Hi. Yes, you're very meowy this morning. What do you want? Oh, this little furball. Oh, she has been so meowy today. Hello. Oh, we're going to take a 5th bridge. Yes. No, would you really rather I take a 5th through 8th traffic light instead of a 5th bridge? Come on now, Nora. Seriously. Hi. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Sam asks how I come up with my bullshit made-up words, which is, come on, Sam. How does... Ow, 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 that's my neck. Ow. How does anyone come up with their bullshit made-up words? You swing down that away. Boop, boop, and boop like so. Yeah, I think we're just going to use one of our 5 bridges to get these 2 reds over here. We'll bulldoze a couple of trees and make sure that this business is nice and properly supported. Ow. Now I have to... Hold on. I have to move the large mass that is the Goog. Ow. Should be very impressed with my deadlift. I just squatted 390. Now, granted, it was me, but still. I'll take a motorway. Sadly, that's not how muscle building actually works. You don't just build muscle by toting around a fat person called you for a while. A fat person called you sounds like the name of a very bad infomercial or like after school special. Okay. I think we can actually... Yeah, I can actually redraw these yellows to get down here, and that'll allow me to bring these greens all the way around like so and up into here. So these 3 greens are going to do a very weird little backwards wiggle and then get into this business. It's a pretty long road. I don't know if you could call this a very long and stupid road. It's a pretty long suboptimal road. I'll give you that. I'll definitely concede that point. Also, I think I'm about to replace it with a motorway because we also need to account for things. Well, okay. So this yellow business exists. Okay, you know what? This isn't working anymore. Here, motorway number 1, you're going to do that. RIP this stupid green road. You died as you lived, shortly and without much fanfare. Samurai Sam would like to know the Goog's top 3 comic strips, which I probably have top 3 of that. Let me think about it for a second. Let's sever this connection. I think these 2 reds can support this business just finely. This blue over here can be slightly resituated so as to make room for this yellow to get into this yellow business. And then, unfortunately, well, I was going to say I don't see a path to get yellows up here, but I actually totally do. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this, and we're going to have this, and this is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. There. Very weird, awkward, and gross, but hey, it kind of works. So Sam wants to know my top 3 comic strips. I read comics as a kid. Like, I would grab the daily funnies, and, you know, I still occasionally glance at, you know, some of the newspaper comics where, like, Bill Amend, I should have taken the roundabout there. Oh well. Bill Amend or Amend or whatever, that guy, the guy who writes Foxtrot. My understanding is he doesn't do a daily Foxtrot anymore, but he still does a weekly Sunday Foxtrot, and I follow him on Twitter, so I see the Sunday Foxtrot. Foxtrot's fine these days. It's, you know, he's old, he's out of touch, it's always been the case, but, you know, decent foundational character pieces there, at least. What are we gonna do for this blue? I think we're just gonna do this. You're gonna come up here. I'm not gonna use a bridge. Instead, we're gonna cut up and over and then around and down and in like so. I could have used a bridge to sever this connection. If these 2 houses look like they're not able to catch up with this, I might be more inclined to do that. I don't think I have any super hot takes. I don't have any deep cuts or anything like that in terms of comic strips. Like, you could say that web comics are in this, and listen, I like me a good penny arcade. Your typical penny arcade is, you know, 30% of penny arcades are good. 30% of penny arcades are good and funny. 45% of penny arcades are whatever. And what does that leave me? 25%? 20% of penny arcades are actively annoying in some way. And 1 out of every 20 penny arcades is something that could very easily be the death of their business. But it's been a while since they published one of those. So, you know. Yeah, I like Penny Arcade. It's fine. I'm a reasonable fan of Acquisitions Incorporated. I listened to their D&D podcast, and I'm not actively super caught up with them right now, basically. That's where I am with regard to Penny Arcade. Are they going to be in my top 3 comic strips, though? Because, like, this is a piece of culture that I'm aware of, but am not massively invested in. So, And again, I'll say, While we're let's take this couple of reds over here. We'll draw down this way into there. Peanuts is good. Hagar the Horrible was fun, I remember. Black Blondie. Blondie's the one with Dagwood Bumstead. I like Blondie. Used to read Kathy. It's been a while. There's one that's like, ow, scratch. Let's take a Motorway. There's one that's like, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, its gimmick was that it was the young subversive comic strip made by young people. And here we are 20 some odd years later, and to my understanding, it's still going. And I can't remember what the actual name of the thing was. It had a duck. A duck was prominently featured. This is very helpful. Classic old school Garfield comics, really good. I used to have a couple of Garfield anthologies, actually. Would read those fairly regularly. Also, as a person who exists on the internet, I am pretty much duty bound to mention Calvin and Hobbes. And, well, it's time for shameful confessions with the _ Goog. I didn't read Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know if I missed the window or if it wasn't printed in the newspapers my dad got, but when I was young and it was contemporaneous, I had no awareness of Calvin and Hobbes. I discovered Calvin and Hobbes on the internet in the 2000s. Having since discovered Calvin and Hobbes, I will state that Calvin and Hobbes is excellent and probably the best expression of the art form of the daily comic strip. Absolutely. Hundo P. Calvin and Hobbes, wonderful comic. I am not here to say that Calvin and Hobbes is bad or anything. I am here to say that I never was exposed to Calvin and Hobbes. Anyway, what are we gonna do here? I think for the moment we're just gonna motorway these two yellows down to here. Ow. This situation right over here seems primed for a roundabout, but we'll get there eventually. Hey, look, a roundabout. I think we're about to get there. Sometimes eventually comes really quickly. It's a deep life lesson if you think about it. Don't think too hard though, because I just popped out of my mouth right now. But sometimes eventually comes real quickly. So I mentioned how great a roundabout this was gonna be, but the hell am I supposed to stick this roundabout? Don't answer that. Well, I mean, I guess if we do, hold on. If I'm willing to bridge this. Yeah, if I'm willing to make a bridge here, then we don't need a roundabout to begin with. Because if I'm willing to bridge this, we can just toss the grays that away, and then toss the yellows down here, and boom, with a boom and a bridge, and we maintain 1B, 1R, we save our roundabout, we reclaim our motorway. Lots of things. I'm deploying the streamer Wii with great abandon today. But, you know what I mean. Also, This green plaza here. Okay. I think it's time to bust out another strategic bridge. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do this so as to get greens up here. This is also going to shorten this road to this blue circle, which is good. It'll make these blue houses' lives better. And, you know, we're all about Blue Lives Matter here on the channel, right? Don't take that out of context. I will ban you. Oh, let's see here. These three blues up here are basically fine. They're not going to do anything right now, but if I need to, I can drop them over this way. Peanuts is excellent. I mentioned Hagar the Horrible already. Trying to remember how many more of these I can remember. Doonesbury? I read Doonesbury somewhat. I didn't get Doonesbury, like, at all. Also, in the moment, at the time, before Scott Adams went batshit conservative crazy pants, Dilbert was good. I'm not going to stand here and say that Dilbert was a bad comic. Dilbert was a good comic. And then Scott Adams went batshit crazy, and now it's about woke. and also office. When it was just about office, it was good. All right, this gray circle is kind of in trouble. It's not terribly happy. So what we can do is come up along here, drop this road right here. This is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. So U4 and U4 now make 8 houses supporting this circle. I think that's gonna be okay for the moment. Yeah, I think that's basically fine. If you were to swing up around here, could I'm trying to see if there's a way to reclaim motorway number 1, and I think the answer is no. Certainly not an easy way. So, let's not bother. In terms of narrowing it down to a top 3, let's go Calvin and Hobbes 1. Man, I don't want to just do Garfield Peanuts 2, 3. Am I really going to say that, the mainstream newspaper comic strip is the one area of modern society where we got it perfectly right? It's an absolute meritocracy, and the most popular successful comics are the most popular successful comics because they're legitimately the best? I don't think that's true, but it might be true. Shit, dude. Oh, this feels weird. To suggest that capitalism got it right for once? That they didn't just make, Peanuts and Garfield into big massive things because they were easy and marketable and simplistic, but they were actually, good? Y'all, I think they were just good. Oh no. Oh no, my entire identity is fading away before my very eyes. No. Yeah, I think we're just gonna say Calvin and Hobbes is 1 and Garfield's 2 and Peanuts is 3. Oh no, Peanuts has got to be 2. Listen, Peanuts and Garfield are both really good comics. I don't know what to tell you. There are some good, solid comic strips. It's a simple concept. You got to find something that you can hit every single day, and when you're doing that, you're necessarily going to paint with a very broad brush, and viewed through a certain lens, anything that paints with a super broad brush can be easily mocked and ridiculed. Yeah, Peanuts is definitely a more swing-takey strip. Garfield is, we have 3 jokes and we're gonna hit them. It's like that old TikTok meme. I just said that old TikTok meme, but you know what I mean. Jim Davis has got 3 looks, and that's it. He's got fat cat, loser guy, and dumb dog. And hey, listen, I can relate to all 3 of those. So you don't really need more than that, do you? I just got an achievement on Reddit. I have no idea since when does Reddit have achievements? I don't want to know. I'm not going to investigate that. We're going to leave that as a mystery for right now, and also forever. I'm going to find out. You're never going to know. But these grays up here are going to do that, and then they're going to come out this way. And what we're going to do is these 3 grays here, we're going to swing up and take care of this business. These 1, 2, 3, 4 grays like so. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We can do this a little bit better. There. You do that. That looks like a thing that has, intentionality and purpose behind it. Okay. You do that. You do that. You do that. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just going to say Calvin and Hobbes is 1, Peanuts is 2, and Garfield's 3. And then we're going to shout honorable mentions all over the place for Foxtrot and Blondie and Hagar the Horrible and Stone Soup. Is that what it's called? I think it's called Stone Soup. The one I was trying to think of earlier with the duck and the guy. Yeah, Stone Soup. Plus, web comics, absolutely. Penny Arcade and not Control-Alt-Delete, but definitely Loss. Loss deserves a special place in this conversation if we're going to mention webcomics. Oh, goodness. Ow. Let's see here. I was doing something and I don't remember what. It's fine. This green circle only has... Also, is this the part of the conversation where I admit that I used to read VG Cats pretty regularly? Is this a safe space for me to mention that I used to read VG Cats? I liked VG Cats. XKCD, that's a good webcomic. Still technically a thing. Mostly doing video stuff now. There's a What If series by the guy who writes XKCD that's good. I like that. All right, let's take this blue house right here. This blue house right here is going to get added to this network to try to support this blue circle. That's going to be fine. This yellow circle over here is rapidly approaching doom times, which is bad. Let's just drop motorway number 2 over here. We'll have these 5 yellow houses supplement and support this yellow circle, and that should be basically fine. I was kind of hoping I'd get another motorway, but, it'll be okay. This green circle here is in a similar predicament in that it's a little bit undersupported and there's really not much I can do about it. Hi there, you. You just recently became a yellow circle. That's unfortunate. For both of us, but especially me. Ow. Ow. Cyanide and Happiness, that's a good comic. Let's remember some webcomics. Let's not. There's one guy, I think his name is Eli Valley? Eli something, who does, also adjacent to the vein of comic strips is the political cartoon. We haven't really talked much about the political cartoon, mostly because as a medium, it is almost entirely, but not always, garbage. But, there are some good ones. The first that comes to mind is Kelly, the artist for The Onion. Very good commentator, obviously. Tremendously on the ball, as always. Up to date with modern times and the latest fads and all of the horrible things those youths are doing. Very important political commentator. Greatest writer of our times, really, when you think about it. Anyway, let's tweak. I'm going to tweak the placement of this blue house. Circle Master notes that my mom is up to date with modern times and the latest fads, which, he's not wrong. Good morning, Circle Master. Let's take a 5th bridge, which I guess is more useful than a 3rd roundabout. Thanks for the bounty of choice you've given me here, video game. All right, we got to get some more green going over this way. This is turning into a bad situation, so let's do this. We're going to pop this yellow up and over like so. We're going to grab these greens. They're going to run into here. All of this is building to the dramatic reveal of a roundabout right there. A roundabout right there allows me to toss these 2 greens into the support system for this business. And that's going to be fine. Now, temporarily, this light blue circle is going to be ultra fucked, but in the fullness of time, it won't be. Because eventually, once we get all of the cars out of here, we're going to be able to redraw the bridge thing. We're going to redraw the bridge thing, redraw the bridge thing, redraw the bridge thing. If you want to play the saxophone, you come over to here. I will promise to stop making obscure Sesame Street references today, probably. Redraw the bridge thing is the title of the episode, though. That's non-negotiable. So this light blue is going to come over here. This business got very angry. So you're a little bit mad, but I can toss more red at you. You're a little bit more mad, but I can toss more red at you. You're a lot of bit mad, and I can't really do shit about that. So buttons. Silly buttons. Let's see here. Man, this is all kinds of problem, isn't it? It goes, Circle Master. It's not terribly going well, but, you know, it'll be fine. This gray house can point up that way, be ever so slightly more efficient. This great business is angry on account of, we did indeed spend a decent hunk of the episode discussing webcomics. It's a true fact. If you 4 blues, I could toss them. Did I ever check? I never watched an episode of the Animaniacs reboot. I watched the intro to the show, and it basically it felt like they brought Animaniacs back, and it didn't have its fastball. And I don't know if that's true about the show, but I don't need to watch an Animaniacs that doesn't have its fastball, basically. That's how I felt about that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's great. But my first impression was, yeah, this looks like Animaniacs. Or more specifically, it looks like a 20-year later reboot of Animaniacs with all the same people. So, you know. Let's take a motorway here. That's going to be very helpful for something. How best to save everything? Let's save everything. Starring the _Goog. We're going to chop this blue off of here. We're going to leave these 5 blues in charge of supporting this business via this bullshit. The rest of these blues are going to be tasked with saving this thing. And if those blues are tasked with saving this thing, I can kill this big, long, ridiculous road, right? Having successfully killed this big, long, ridiculous road, I now have a bunch of different things, including, but not limited to, these 2 reds, which I can bring up this way into a perfectly cromulent-ish traffic. Actually, no, that's a very bad traffic light. It's a very bad road situation in general, come to think of it. But it'll be fine. This red will come down there. That's okay. This green can staple itself to that business, and actually, if I'm doing that, then these blues can help out over here, which is lovely. Let's remember to actually put motorway number 3 right where I wanted to put motorway number 3, like so. Having done that, I next can grab these reds here, boop, 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 like so, run them up along this way in the manner of this road once we actually clear out all of the blues here, which is going to take a minute. So let's see here. Oh, hi there. This blue is mad. Well, could do something about that. I think that's just a simple matter of proper roundabout placement, isn't it? Like we just toss a roundabout right in here, and then we come straight up here, and then we toss a perfectly cromulent traffic light right there. And suddenly all of these blues are supporting this, and everything's fine and dandy. It's conceivable to me that that would work out that way. I don't know if it's actually going to, but it might. All right. Hi there, Red Square. Are you doomed? I think you're doomed. Yep, you're doomed. You, in fact, were doomed. That's a shame. 2,197 commuters over 94 days is a decent enough score for Beijing, right? It's top 15% in the world. We're going to get, we got Samurai Slammed. I didn't expect that wasn't going to be the case. So drop those Samurai Slams in the chat if you've got them. Let us bring in our very good friend, the Wordle. And Circle Master has kindly linked us an Oglaf comic in the chat. So let's hop over here. Skulls. This comic started. Hold on. Circle Master, you said this one was safe. We're gonna trust that it's fine, and if it's not fine, well. Bring me wine in the skull of an enemy. This is good. I like it. It's a good comic. It's a good, funny comic. Good, solid, funny comic. Skull of an enemy. The Wordle is probably not skull, but that would be very funny. I saw that green S, and again, my eyes just went so wide. It's kind of scuffed when you think about it. No? Okay. Should probably stop guessing double letter words right off the bat. It's not a great idea. I'm kind of shunting myself down a bad path. Okay. You got spunk, kid. It can't be spunk. There's no K. It could be swung. Could absolutely be swung. It's swung. Yay. We wordled good. Took 4 guesses, but got there quickly, so, you know, we wordled good. Let's connect things. Oh, good God. Oh, what the? Okay. Peck, quad, trap, and I mean, there are lots of. I mean, try for triceps, bi for biceps. It's probably try for triceps. These are abbreviations of muscle groups. Right? No? Son of a bitch. Ab for abdominals. Son of a... Get rid of trap and put in try. I'm falling into the connections trap. Sam and Sunny have noted that there's buy, and buy. It's a 33% more value than you get with an NSYNC song. They're all homophones. English is awful. It's not great. It's a bad language. I'm sorry. Listen, is Chinese better? Because in 30 years, when they're the unquestioned dominant global power, please God, let it be so. Is Chinese better than English, at least? Can we have a global dominant superpower that, 1, is brutally efficient in its networking, and 2, has a decent fucking language? Those would be improvements. Anyway. So you've got dub, emo, pop, and one more of these is a music style, right? Trap? Yeah, okay, that's music. Have to learn about 3,000 characters with various meanings. It doesn't sound great. Low, mid, high, and off are settings on a fan. Or most appliance knobs. There you go. All right. We drew our various connections. Now, Strands wants us to hold up because this is a robbery? I don't know. Is this a stick-up? Let's see here. Eval, no. So can't get to value that way. Can't get to... We can get to elevate. That's a word that means hold up. Yeah. And lift. I mean, lift is right there. Game. Don't make me click things. I want to click and drag. That's the whole point of... yeah, if you're protesting something, you're holding up the proceeding. That's true. But, hold on. Can you get to protest there? P-R-O-T-E, and then cross... No. T-E, no. P-R-O... I don't think you can get to protest here. Oh, you could have done it this way. P-R-O-T-E-S-T. But because I had that lift, it's a different thing. Okay. That makes sense. What the hell is this X for? Well, hold on. L-A... No, there isn't a second A here. Okay. You can indeed do support. S-U-P-P-O-R-T. Right there. H-O-I-S-T. Right there. You can do a boost. Exalt is in here. Oh, exalt. That's right. That's a thing that means lift. And all rise is the spangram. I see. And then you come over here for levitate. Goog, do it better. Levitate. Well done. Aaron Judge is the spangram because all shall rise. Ha! If you got the spangram first and then we're looking for courtroom terms, that would be bad. That would be bad. Something I've been doing off stream again recently, I think I tried this on stream a couple of times, is the New York Times mini crossword. I like the mini crossword. It's like a 6-clue crossword puzzle. I don't know if it makes for great content. Just because. Oh God. Just because is going to go very quick if I'm good at this. Circle Master wants to see a Guess the Dot game today, and honestly, we've been going through this so quickly, I'll do a Guess the Dot game after the mini crossword. All right, let's go. In need of some cheering up is sad. See, Grand Prix de Baguette is Paris. Battery life colloquially, don't know. Take the wheel is drive. Twice curved letter is S. Pan fry is saute, and also if you're taking the wheel with a T there, that's got to be steer. Okay, where was I? Ram in the Zodiac is Aries. Cuts into small cube. Dice is a tire you might wear while working from home is PJs. Accurate statement. And that was Sir. And we solved the mini crossword puzzle in like 30 seconds. That's the New York Times mini crossword. It's fun, but it's frantic. All right, guess the dot game. Today's dot game is Final Fantasy X? No, it just looks like Final Fantasy X for a second there. What is this dot game? Cheese Planet. It could be. It's yellow. It's got a Swiss hole there. No. No, we're not going to talk about Swiss hole. We don't need to read Claudio Castagnoli /fic today. All right, this is actually Final Fantasy X. It is not actually Final Fantasy X. Sad times. But, it's okay. Let's see here. Metacritic score 83%. It has rocks. It appears to have text. Possibly speech bubbles. Doesn't actually help that much. For some reason, this is telling me this is an MMO, but that doesn't make sense. Is this a Starship Troopers game? Sunny thinks it could be League, which Yeah, it could be League. It does feel kind of strategy-ish, maybe. League of Legends? See, this is the problem with me doing Guess the .game. I'm just bad at guessing .games. I don't have a broad base of video game knowledge. So this was originally for... So this is a very late PS3 entry. That also came out on PS4. So, like... It came out right at the beginning of the PS4 life cycle. Also got a PC port at the same time. If it was any Final Fantasy, the game, guess the site would have told me that when I guessed Final Fantasy X. So, ow. Is this like... I don't think the time frame lines up for it to be like a Time Splitters thing. I don't know why. I looked at this stuff up here and it made me think of a clock. But that appears to just be wrong. So this has like space lasers. Okay. Lasers and Feelings, the video game. Space Lasers 9000. Is it Space Lasers 9000? It could be XCOM. It could just be XCOM. Absolutely could be XCOM. It's XCOM UFO Defense. It is not XCOM UFO Defense. It is a top-down, persistent sci-fi game. Okay. So it definitely feels like strategy-y. But like tower defense-y. Space Invaders 2022. Space Invaders Extreme. Yes. No? Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely an MMO of some kind. Is this just City of Heroes? The original Helldivers. It could be the original Helldivers. Sure. It is, in fact, good job, Circle Master, the original Helldivers. Okay. I have played neither Helldivers nor Helldivers 2. I've been very, as a person who is completely disconnected from Helldivers and everything about it, it was very amusing to me to watch the entire hype cycle of Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 came out, and immediately there were a bunch of people saying, oh my god, this is the best video game. It just blatantly steals the best mechanics from 8 different games and smushes them together with a Starship Troopers plot. And listen, the best mechanics from the 8 best video games you've ever played, all smushed together with a plot that is just the plot of the movie Starship Troopers, sounds like fun. Okay? So when Helldivers 2 got a bunch of hype and was really popular, I was like, hey, that does sound like fun. It costs money, and I don't want to spend money on video games right now, but I'll probably play that at some point. And then Sony, in their infinite wisdom, looked at this game, which was massively popular, not only on their own console, but on PC as well, and decided that actually you need to have a PSN account in order to play it, even though it was massively popular in dozens of countries where PSN isn't fucking available. Meaning that the only way to legally play it in any of those countries was to not play it because you couldn't get a PSN account, so you couldn't fucking play it. Would you believe that the fan base was like, Why do we need a PSN account to play this PC game on our PCs, Sony? And Sony said, security. And the fan bases are notoriously good at smelling bullshit, smelled some bullshit. So they said, actually, fuck you and fuck your game. And I know that Sony has since walked back the whole, you definitely need a PSN account to play because something security. But the damage is done. And as far as I know, the reputation of Helldivers 2, which was apparently an excellent video game, is now, don't fucking touch that shit. Fuck Sony, fuck them. So, you know, it's a thing that happens when you try to overcapitalize on your capitalism. In a totally unrelated development, they're putting AI in iPhones now? Apple's doing an AI thing? Yay, I guess. So for today's Immaculate Grid, we need dudes who caught Diamondbacks, Tigers, Reds, Royals, and dudes what hit 300 dingers. Does Paul Goldschmidt have 300 homers? That's a lot of homers. It's a fair bit of dingers. 300 is a fair whack of dingers. Apple promises that they won't give your data to third parties, but does not promise that they won't use your data for themselves. Well, yeah, I don't. It's bad. It's bad. You remember the whole 30 years from now Chinese overlords fantasy? In 10 years, when everyone has decided that this AI shit just doesn't fucking work and they're sick of setting money on fire, it would be nice. It'd be nice if we get to that point. Because this AI shit doesn't work. People are going to get sick of setting their money on fire. Also, I'm sick of how everything that involves computers in every way is called AI. Listen, surveillance states are bad, but a surveillance state that works is better than a surveillance state that doesn't work. Let me have my Chinese fantasies, damn it! I would say don't take that out of context, but there's no context that makes it actually good, so, you know. Okay, so a Detroit Tiger who had 300 homers in his career is Miguel Cabrera. Is there a less famous one? I mean, probably. Over the course of existence of baseball, there's probably been another dude who played for the Tigers and hit 300 homers. Yeah, not Tony Clark. Tony Clark did not hit 300 homers. No, 300 homers. Again, a fair whack of dingers. You know who did hit a fair whack of dingers, though? Is Al Kaline? Al Kaline? Al Kaline! The second most famous good Tiger hitter. Yay. Back to the question of Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt, 300 dingers is 30 dingers a year for a decade. And Paul Goldschmidt may have been a 30 dinger a year guy, but he wasn't a 30 dinger a year guy for a decade. So, no, I don't think we'll be doing that. Catcher who hit 300 homers is Johnny Bench. So if it's not Paul Goldschmidt, it's not Luis Gonzalez. Mark Grace didn't hit 300 dingers. Who the hell played for the Diamondbacks and has hit 300? Andres Galarraga? No, I don't think Huh. And again, I'll say, huh. That's a problem for future me. Was Nyjer Morgan a Cincinnati Red? I don't think Nyjer Morgan was a Cincinnati Red. Oh well. A Cincinnati Red who caught is Tucker Barnhart. Apparently he's an Arizona Diamondback who caught, but we don't need that. Kansas City Royal who caught is Mike Sweeney. It's probably a less obvious one, like their current backup catcher whose name I don't remember. Oh, they had They had Jeff Mathis for a while, didn't they? He was one of the many they were one of the many teams he conned out of. They didn't have Jeff Mathis? I could have sworn that Balderdash. A Kansas City Royal who caught is, how does Mike Sweeney only have 1%? How does Mike Sweeney only have 1% of them? Okay. I can think of some old Diamondbacks who hit 300 homers. Okay. Let's name some Arizona Diamondbacks for a while. Jose Canseco never played for the Diamondbacks. He played for the Rays. Greg Vaughn didn't play for the Diamondbacks. He played for the Rays. See, I can think of a lot of old, washed-up dudes who played for the shit-ass expansion Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The Diamondbacks were like, let's just spend money and be good. So, you know, the Tampa Bay Rays came into existence in 1998 and have since won one and exactly one pennant, and other than that, have won shit. The Arizona Diamondbacks came into existence in 1998 and won the World Series in 2001. The Rays won 2 pennants? Oh. Did they win the 2020 pennant? Oh, they probably won the 2020 pennant. Okay. Well, fuck the Rays. Anyway. I'll take 1 World Series over 2 pennants. Thank you very much. Also, the Diamondbacks won another pennant. So the 2001 Diamondbacks have 3 guys who hit 300 dingers. Great. How many guys can I remember who were on the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks? It's Luis Gonzalez, who I don't think hit 300 dingers, despite the fact that he hit like 50 in the season one time. I still don't think he hit 300. There's Byung-Hyun Kim, who was a pitcher. There's Curt Schilling, who was both a pitcher and a Nazi. There's Randy Johnson, who's both a pitcher and a photographer. I think I'm out of 2001 Arizona. There's Tony Womack. I think Tony Womack was on the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks. Tony Womack did not hit 300 home runs in his career. I'm fairly certain Tony Womack didn't hit 30 home runs in his career. I can't, however, conceive of a possibility wherein Tony Womack played for the Kansas City Royals. So, no. Did Tony Womack play for the Cincinnati Reds? Yes, he did. Haha, Tony Womack. Fuck it, Luis Gonzalez. I don't think this is right, but well, apparently Luis Gonzalez hit 300 homers, so good for him. Now we need to remember some Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royal who played for the Detroit Tigers is Gil Mesh. I don't think Gil Mesh played for the Tigers. I think he played for the Mariners and Royals, and then he quit playing baseball. A Kansas City Royal who played for the... Goog. It's the mildly obvious Zach Greinke button, smack dab in the middle of the... Yeah, okay, that's an immaculate grid. 71%. Everyone who looked at this grid said, I don't fucking know. Put Zach Greinke. Okay, all right. That's a good immaculate grid. This has been an episode of Good Morning Mini Motorways. Has it been a good one? I don't know. I can't tell anymore. We will be back later tonight with Baldur's Gate 3 on the channel. There will be a new episode of Baldur's Gate 3 on YouTube later today, assuming I get it uploaded in time, which I probably will. Thank you all, as always, for being here. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.